Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is me, Joe Duncan, and welcome to JDtv. We are sponsored by Callaway Cuisine, specializing in celebrity catering and private chef services. And if you're hungry, please check out their food truck all over the city of Atlanta. She was born in the Big Apple, but eventually landed in the posh neighborhood of Bel-Air when she starred in the hugely successful sitcom, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She took over the role of Aunt Viv. Well, it wasn't her first big move in Hollywood. Daphne Maxwell-Reid has been lighting up the screen in Tinseltown for quite a while and has made quite the name for herself in the process. And her talents don't stop when the director yells cut. This actress is also a talented clothing designer, photographer, and we're talking all about it and more. It is a pleasure and an honor to sit down with the incredibly beautiful and talented Daphne Maxwell-Reid. Welcome to our little show called JDtv.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction.
Quite welcome. This incredible journey of success to success that you've had, does it, when you look back at everything you've been able to do, does it blow your mind, or is this the life that you set out to create for yourself?
I didn't have that big plan of this is the life I'm going to live. I live day by day, week by week, and I don't project expectations on time. I take advantage of opportunities, and most of my opportunities I consider growth opportunities. So if there's a journey that I'm interested in, I'll pursue it and see where it takes me.
Yeah.
And I've lived my life like that since day one, I believe. And it's only in hindsight that you can see that that's how you lived your life. But I never had any grand plans. It is an incredible journey. It's been wonderful.
And it ain't over yet.
Hope not. Not today, well, anyway.
Well, you've done some incredible work in Hollywood, both in front and behind the cameras. But the role so many people know you for is the role of Aunt Viv in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And we all know what went down on that show with Janet Hubert, so we don't have to rehash any of that. But something I don't think a lot of people may realize is that you were, they wanted you to audition for that role at the beginning of the series, correct?
Me and 100,000 other women. I mean, it was just an open audition. Yeah. And I just, when they said sitcom and young rap star, I said, no, thank you. So I wasn't really into rap in 1993. Our son was in the business, and I knew a lot of rappers, and I saw the problems that rap was having at the time. I loved NWA and all those people who started out saying something, but then it got into just noise. And I said, oh no, I can't deal with the noise. I mean, say something or just go away. So I wasn't, and I had been in 3 back-to-back series, and I was not really willing to do something that I really didn't want to do. So I didn't go to the audition.
So when the opportunity came back around for you to do it the second time, was there any hesitation, trepidation about stepping into a role?
None. I had seen the show on TV and it was so cute. I said, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity again. And I had to come out and work for it. I mean, it was like 5 auditions, about 2 weeks. And halfway through the audition process, I got to work with James Avery. And I fell in love with the dude. He was just so warm. And I guess it was our chemistry that sold them on me. But it was a thrill when I got that job. That was one of the most exciting thrills that I had had in the business.
Well, it's been a thrill to watch you on that show over the years. I tell you, it's really, you are really a treat to see when you come on screen.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I blame Will Smith for that. He's just such a dynamic person. And he has made this show so iconic that we are now being viewed by a 3rd generation of viewers.
Yeah.
And I think that's just marvelous. I mean, what more can you ask for than longevity on something that you're really proud of?
Yeah, yeah. Taking on that role in that show gave you membership to, I think, what is an elite club, the Black Sitcom Moms Club. And fans of these shows hold you ladies, and we hold you in such high esteem. Do you feel
Okay.
do you feel a part of that club? Because in such a huge way, Aunt Viv, Claire Huxtable, Florida Evans, and all the others have helped to lift the image of the Black family. Do you agree with that?
There are a lot of Black women who have lifted the image. I mean, you've got Diane Carroll. I mean,
oh yeah, certainly.
I'm happy to be in that club. I love those women. A lot of them are friends of mine, and I just think that anybody who gets the opportunity to represent a quality character that elevates people's perception of what we are supposed to be is just due for kudos. I mean, it's an honor to be able to be in a role that will bring pride to the people. Yeah. And we've been told since we were children, when you go out there, you got to represent. Yeah. It's nice to represent and do it on the positive side. Yeah, you've done it well, Growing up in a place like New York City, I wouldn't think that racism showed itself the way it does in other parts of the country. You got your first taste of it, or one of your first tastes of it, when you stepped onto the campus of Western University in Chicago. Can you share that story with us? I grew up in a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-everything environment in Manhattan, in New York City, where you're exposed to the world, because the world has come to New York City. The cultural advantages of being there are just tremendous. And I grew up in that kind of, I guess, racial oblivion. Mm-hmm. But in 1966, when I walked on the campus of Northwestern University, I was smacked in the face with, "Oh, you're a Black girl." And well, it was not as nice as that. Yeah. The girl that I was supposed to be rooming with was standing in the door when I approached, and she looked at me and she said, "I'm not rooming with no niggas." And I said, "Well, where are they, honey? What are you talking about?" I said, "Peace out, baby. You need an education. I'm not giving it to you." So I got a room by myself. When you heard that come out of her mouth, did you want to call her a witch with a capital B? No. I considered her ignorant. Yeah. I said, "What are you talking about?" I mean, poor thing. She just was not exposed to the world, and she had a lot of education to get. It had no reflection on me. I'm not a nigga, so I wasn't worried about it. Right. Well, so you had that experience, and then the students decided to name you Homecoming King. That's something else. I still don't know how that happened. Well, that's something else we have in common. I was Homecoming King at my university as well. But you were in an environment where they were it was celebrated. Happy about that. Yeah, and you were not. You were not. Did that? How did that affect you, if at all? I was a little put out because of the disrespect for me personally. When you are being stabbed with little tiny knives all over the place, you bleed just as much as being stabbed with a big one. So being disrespected by the president of the university, who, after they named me, which was a total shock and surprise to me, he had a little ring of roses that he was put on my head. It was the crown of the time. And he just looked at me, almost sucked his teeth, And he says, I have to hold this here while they take pictures. And they took pictures and he turned and walked away. I said, okay. And then I was supposed to be greeted by the Alumni Association at another building. Yeah. And I got there and the poor little girl who was not chosen was being comforted by the other 3 girls who were not chosen. And I said, hey, do you want this crown? Because I can give it to you. I got things to do, and this means nothing to me. And if it means that much to you, you can have it. And she just huffed and she just ignored me. Well, they were introduced one by one, and we're all backstage, so we could hear the applause when each person was introduced. And it got to the Queen. And I walked out on that stage, and it was dead silent. And I said, thank you. And I picked up my gown and I went back to my dorm room. And I told my roommate, see what y'all did? Because they're the ones who put me up for homecoming queen. I didn't even know what a homecoming queen was.
Well, you also made a vow after that.
Oh,
happened.
Yeah. I said, this is total disrespect. I went to the yearbook editor because I was not in the yearbook that year. And other years, there were 3 and 4 pages of homecoming queen stuff. Yeah. I said, well, where's the homecoming queen this year? She said, well, it wasn't important this year. I said, and y'all ain't important to me ever again. And they weren't.
And you still didn't want to call anybody a witch with a capital B after that, Miss Reid? You're a good woman. You're a good woman.
No, nah. It really wasn't a reflection on me. The homecoming thing, the joy of it was that at the game the next day, I was surrounded by my community who were happy that I had conquered this beast. Yeah. And the black press was there, the Jet magazine. And once you on the cover of the Jet, the whole world knows about it. So
game changer.
I was on the Jet. I was in the Amsterdam News. I was in the Baltimore paper. I was in my papers, and my people were happy. So
and that's good enough for you.
That's all that counted.
Well, I'm going to bring my producer in for just a moment. He wants to get in on this conversation and ask you a couple of questions. Before we get to him, though, I noticed that, like I told you at the beginning of this, you're as gorgeous as the first time I ever saw you walk on screen. Yeah. But I also noticed that you've embraced the gray. Now, is that a decision that COVID-19 forced you into?
And the white? No.
You were just ready to let it go?
I've been gray for quite a few years. I like it because it's the color that it is. Yeah. I'm a lot into genuine. Yeah. I don't like to wear makeup. I don't like to fuss up unless I'm going somewhere or going on screen. Y'all got to pay me to put on makeup. I got other things to do.
I heard that.
So I love it when somebody does it for me, but that's not my life. Yeah. I mean, that's the business part of it. And I love the business part of it, but it's not my real life.
Yeah. Well, it's just always funny to me how some women have an aversion to going gray, and some are ready to embrace the day when it happens. My mother has always instructed us to the moment before they close the lid on her casket to make sure there's no lipstick on her teeth. She's in a size 8 dress.
That's right.
No gray hair showing.
That's right. Okay. Some folk are like that. I didn't come from that ilk. My mother was in an afro, in a natural color afro since 1961. So I come from a family, this is what God did, this is what it is. I don't need to color it.
All right, let's bring in my producer, Preston.
Okay, there I am.
Yes, Preston. And a nice environment.
Thank you. How you doing, Ms. Reid?
Very well, very well. What's your question?
Well, first of all, I want to say when we posted this promo for the interview, you generated the most excitement than any other artist we've ever. So definitely we appreciate it.
Excellent.
So we know that you've had many firsts, like Vice President Kamala Harris. I'd like to know, what advice would you give to Black women that's starting out in the industry, and what challenges did you face during your journey as a Black woman?
In the industry, it's a matter of timing. There are cycles in this industry. Sometimes they have a lot of Black things going on. Sometimes they don't have those choices. Mm-hmm. When I started, there were not a lot of things going on, and they were trying to get their toes into, you know, getting some Black faces on there without being offensive to their white audience. So they would get us light-skinned girls that's on there and slide us in. And I was at a time where I was able to make inroads because the opportunities were there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now there are so many more outlets. There are so many more opportunities for Black women in this business. And I suggest that they not just concentrate on in front of the camera, because there's so many opportunities behind the camera over which you have more control than being in front of the camera. If you're going to be an actress, you have to wait to be chosen. Okay. And you must have a life that can support you while you're waiting to be chosen. Mm-hmm. So find something you love to do and do it while you're waiting to be chosen and while you're preparing to be chosen, because you must come prepared. It's a business. It's not a celebrity hangout. It's a business, and there's work involved. And you got to know what you're supposed to do, because you would be part of a team mm-hmm. of people. And everybody's role is just as important as everybody else's. The craft service person is just as important as the director, because he's got to make sure that the crew is fed and everybody is ready to work.
So it really takes a village.
It's a team, and a director is the head of an army. Mm-hmm. But everybody's responsibility is as great as everybody else's. Being an actress is just another cog in the wheel. Yeah, it's not, okay. You the actor, okay. You don't do a good job, a whole lot of other people are out of work. So. Right.
Well, talking about acting being the kind of profession where you have to wait to be chosen, another profession where you have to be chosen is politics. Yesterday, our country made history. Are you confident that the country made the right choice in President Biden and Vice President Harris?
There was no other choice.
I agree with you.
Are you mad, young man? It was like we finally got to exhale from just idiocy. Yeah. It was appalling. The past 4 years have been appalling. And it's a relief. We still have to keep their feet to the fire, because there are things that need to get done. There are people that need to be out of the equation because they're obstacles to getting what this country needs in the unity, in the progress, in the just the statement of facts as facts. I mean, it's just been too bizarre to even have considered that it should go on another 4 years. That's just ridiculous. Yeah. Well, so yes, I am thrilled. I'm thrilled with the cabinet he's putting together. I'm thrilled with his concept of what leadership looks like and all the different colors and cultures that leadership looks like. I'm really thrilled with that. Yeah. And hopefully they will take the right steps to achieve what we all want to achieve.
Yeah. I think we're in good hands. I want to talk about these incredible other talents that you have, the designing and the photography. Before we do that, can you tell us how you met Tim Reed?
Yeah. We used to work together in Chicago. We were both married to other people. We were not interested in otherwise. It was, hi, how you doing? You know, it was just somebody I worked with. But when I got to LA, I was divorced. He was divorced. He was with a group of people that were from Chicago, and they all hung out together. So he got my number. Oh, she's from Chicago. Okay, hey, say hi. Yeah, I remember her vaguely. And I got called, and he wanted to go for a drink for 5 minutes. He was on his way somewhere. He said, so meet me for a drink. I'm getting ready to go someplace, but we can just, you know, do a 5-minute, 10-minute drink. I said, fine. We laughed and talked and had the best. It was a 5-hour date. And from that day forward, it was all trying to get into each other's business. So it's been, since this is January, it's been 41 years.
Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations on that. That's hard to do in
We've
Hollywood.
been married for 38 of those.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, being married for that long too. It's like being married for 175 years.
Yeah,
anybody
absolutely.
else's life.
They don't last very long in Hollywood.
But you got to fight for it. You got to know what you want. You've got to, if you find a partner that you want to spend time with, it's not going to all be rosy.
Right.
The fire goes out, bro. You can't burn that hot very long.
Cool.
So you learn how to live with another person, and it's a give and take. You have to learn how to compromise.
Absolutely.
You have to know what your bottom line is, and you have to balance the joy with respect and with interest in the other person achieving what they want to achieve, and they for you.
All right. Good advice. Good advice. We've got about 6-7 minutes left. I want to talk about the photography and the designs, and we've got a quick little game we want to play with you before we say goodbye. Doors are a theme in your life now, and you've had the opportunity to walk through many doors and have these amazing opportunities happen to you. One of those was being the first African-American woman on the cover of Glamour magazine. But now doors play a role in your life as pieces of art. Tell us about this photography and this obsession with taking pictures of doors.
I have a degree in interior design and architecture, so I've always been very interested in architectural details. And when I traveled, and I traveled extensively while we were working, it's just been, I've had a fabulous life. I've always wanted to travel, so I got to do it. And I've always had a camera because my dad gave me one when I was like 9 years old, and I've always had one. So I take pictures, and I found that I took pictures of details of architecture. And I had a large collection of doors when some friends of mine suggested that I take my travel pictures that I was showing them and have a gallery show. And I said, you got to be a photographic artist to do that. She said, what you gonna do? So I found a gallery. I happened to be on the board of one. So I said, you don't have anything coming in here in July. Can I hang some pictures? Oh, yeah. Have a show. And I put up doors. And I had doors from all over the world because I like the colors and the textures and the craftsmanship of a door. But I also realized that they're a metaphor for life because they represent opportunity and adventure and just curiosity. And I realized that people need to pay attention to the details in their life, which is making their journey rich.
Absolutely.
Going from A to B, getting to B, okay, now you got to set another course.
Right.
But what happened between A and B? Did you notice all the wonderful things that were on that journey? That's the rich part of life. So in showing you my doors, I want you to imagine the details. I want you to learn how to pay attention to the details in your life so that your life can be as rich as mine.
All right, and you've put out 4 books, right?
I published 4 books on my own. I learned how to publish. I learned how to set up my books on my computer and send them to the printer.
And everybody can check those out at DaphneMaxwellReid.com.
That's right. That and all the coats that I make, the Chinese silk coats that I make when I design coats. I have a custom business.
Everything is on that site. Beautiful coats.
Renaissance woman.
She is. Yeah. She is.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they're like statement jewelry. That's what I consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Very
see
nice.
we've got 4 minutes left. We're gonna jump to this quick little fun game that Preston has come up with. Preston produces our games here on JDtv. So Preston, you ready to fire off a few questions with her at her?
Absolutely. Now,
All right.
we know you made television history reinventing the character of Aunt Viv, but let's see if you can name some other notable seconds with a game called Take Two. Okay?
Oh dear,
So,
I'm bad at this. Go ahead.
there you go. So listen, which powerhouse songstress and Color Purple on Broadway star was the second Black winner on American Idol?
No, Fantasia.
There you go. Good answer. Yeah, you got it. That's right. Okay,
There's
got
no
another one.
prizes. There's no prizes.
Arrivo. Cynthia Erivo. She's number one.
So we know you're not a fan of scripted television, but this reality star diva was the second woman to win Miss USA.
I have no idea what goes on reality TV. It's ain't reality to me, and I don't
Right,
watch
but
it.
she was the second woman to win Miss USA, the second Black woman.
Vanessa Williams.
No.
And Kenya Moore, Miss USA.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Okay. So, which Oscar-winning actress filled Eartha Kitt's shoes to become the second Black Catwoman?
The second one. Oh, Halle Berry.
There you
All
go.
right.
There you
I was
go.
about to give you a hint.
Okay, so last one. What R&B trio and Soul Train alum had the blockbuster hit the second time around?
Ooh. Come on now, you watch Soul Train.
Second time around.
I know the song,
Okay.
but I don't know what trio.
Was it a trio?
Jody Watley, Howard Hewitt.
Okay.
Shalimar.
Shalimar. Okay.
Shalimar.
There was just a trio. I thought that was a bigger group.
No, there were three people, yeah.
Oh. And do you know that, Joe, you look like Marvin Gaye? Did anybody ever tell you that?
A classmate just told me that 3 days ago. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah, with the hat and the beard.
Now, Miss Maxwell-Reid, normally people tell me I look like Tyson Beckford, not Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. You don't have your shirt off. I can't tell if you look like Tyson or not.
I'm not taking it off. Well, listen, since I look like Marvin Gaye to you, when you and Tim Reed produced the Marvin Gaye biopic, I'm your guy.
Okay. I don't think that's going to happen, but
never say never.
Keep that in mind.
Well, Miss Maxwell-Reid, it has been a pleasure to talk with you. I wish we had more time, but our time is running out. But thank you so much. We're going to let everybody know where they can follow you on Instagram and DaphneMaxwellReid.com for the photography books, cookbooks, and the beautiful, beautiful coats that you make. Thanks so much.
And masks.
All right. Well, we're going to buy them up.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Be well.
Been an honor.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good day.